Do they even have an answer to the Bat Rider right now? It looks like any lane that he goes to, like, does Razor match up well in lane against him or no? Because I feel like he kind of can't run it all.
No.
Yeah.
Razor's not good for Bat Rider.
So they don't really have a laner versus Bat right now. So does this Tiny have to get pushed into the 4 role with the Timber, and then you just? I mean, there's no Storm.
I mean, you can survive on Razor versus that lane.
Yeah, it's
because they're probably gonna do Tree Bat lane, I imagine, and then I mean IO Bat. I don't know if that's that good. I think Bat wants a little bit more slow and a little bit more dive potential. He doesn't want to just get healed up and sit there.
What
and
if
farm.
it's Tiny mid again?
That'd be fine.
I would assume it would be.
Yeah.
If they can do it either way. Do they have last pick in this draft?
I mean, I would like.
SMG of last pick.
Okay.
I would like to see Tiny mid and they pick up an Abaddon last pick and lane it with a Razor.
If they did that though, couldn't the Bat just go mid?
I mean, it is good for the Bat for sure, but Tiny can survive. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't be able to survive that lane.
I guess you could just throw him away. Like he just starts going on you. It's like, go away.
You're gonna lose the lane.
Yeet.
You will lose the lane on Tiny. You're not gonna win the lane, but like you shouldn't get owned either.
Okay, so we can see those drafts going that way. I know SMG get the last counter pick, but let's say Boom pick up a support here. Is there someone that you...
Abaddon, maybe honorable mention to Oracle, but I think Abaddon's just a better hero.
I agree.
All the way through?
I'm super down for Abaddon. They SMG are more scared of mids coming out. So they ban Puck and Ember.
Okay, let's say it is a mid as well. We haven't really explored too much of an option. What the last pick would be if we're looking for
They
a
could
mid.
put a Razor mid, like just troll in the game. They could pick a carry. I guess that's not answering your question. It's kind of answering your question.
Yeah, no, it kind of is, I guess.
Couldn't they still invoke her as well?
And then they could pick
or does they get owned by
they could pick like a Jug here or something to lane, or a Slark if they want to lane something versus a Bat. I mean, or they could just pick Slark here and just like flex it and just follow the Bat wherever he goes mid or
Slark is
offlane.
Have we seen Slark win?
Have you seen Troll win? I don't know.
That's true, but Slark is like a carry, not a support, and this Troll could be put on support. We don't know. Probably not.
What? How's Troll gonna be support?
You could just put Tree as an offlaner. Seb's done it in the past. I've seen it.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Seb also runs Wind Ranger 5.
Yeah.
No one else does.
They banned it this game, so clearly they feel fear.
Look, you're looking into the future again, Fear. The Abaddon there, so big. I guess you're really in favor of Boom's draft without even needing to see the end of SMGs.
I'm willing to like be surprised. Yeah. Like,
okay.
This is where they hit out the Huskar and they
this
just
is where
double down.
they're gonna show me what this troll's about. Like, is this the offlane troll? Is it the carry troll?
Isn't Raging Potato a great Bat player too? Can this just be an offlane Bat? This could be anything. This is the problem with SMG drafts. You can't read them. They could do anything. You just don't know what they're gonna, what role they're gonna put stuff in.
The Thompson mid troll.
Ooh.
Not that Thompson's on SMG to confuse anyone, but he's the only person I know that plays mid troll.
This could be a mid Spirit. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on in SMG right now, but.
All right, so it is a carry troll.
Okay.
So first two carry troll. I mean.
About offlane Spirit. Hey yo.
Mid one's really feeling himself. He's just like, hey, just first two me troll guys. Like, I'll beat Boom.
You gotta have a lot of confidence in that. But the one person though, you say you don't like troll. I really want to hear the thoughts of predominantly Mike, but we'll have to bring in John, I guess, as well with him. But Mike, I love the attire. You guys really dressed up for the occasion. Do I even have to ask then what you think of the troll and which team you're going to predict, Mike?
No, you don't. Troll's just complete. It's complete garbage. Complete trash.
Is garbage worse than trash?
It's trash. This is bad. I mean, they even went for the Earth Spirit offlane as well. Like, this is my favorite hero, and I will tell you, this hero is trash. Right? It does nothing. It does literally nothing. There's no chance. I think Boom Esports guaranteed 2-0. By the way, before you ask John the question that nobody's going to listen to his answer anyway. Who cares? Who's doing the jersey better? I mean, who looks better?
Can you both stand up? I need to see like the full jersey.
No, come on.
No, like this. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Mike. I'm in favor of Mike. He just has the logo more on display. You know, he doesn't have to move the shirt out of the way. I think repping it.
John, you're a leader. You wore it first. Mike is just a little follower, a little sheep. Horrible. Disgusting.
Exactly.
Sheep, the worst.
worst.
The worst.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to go with John.
Well, John, give us some insight about this draft while you're now high on the compliments of wearing the shirt the best.
Look, I have no clue why you first phased that troll with all of the counters in play. I like the Razor pick for Boom. I think Boom's got it. They gave Yopaj that Tiny again. He had a great performance last time. Should be a bit tougher against Batrider, but it should be fine. He can do it.
Well, very quickly, Boom.
I think after this
Boom,
game,
baby.
SMG is going to sit down and be like,
This is the caster curse.
we need to think about the rest of DPC and are we taking this seriously?
Alrighty, well, on that note, let's jump into game number 2, potentially the last game of today.
Thank you very much. Now we do go into game number 2. Jonathan, you heard the panel. They like me better in the jersey. Let's be honest. I mean, they didn't ask Fear, but Fear was looking at me. You saw Fear eyes, John. He darted over to me. By the way, Fear, you're looking fantastic. Fear's been looking very swole, by the way, Fear. John. Well done, Fear. You look fantastic.
Yeah, he does. And what looks fantastic is an instant pause for our game as well. Yeah, you as well, Mike. Sure, fine. You look good, but the pause in game is great as well. So you're stuck with our beautiful mugs, I guess, a little bit longer. I love that the beard is growing back, Mike. You know, going back to the Stockholm experience. A lot of people were confused as to who you were because you were lacking that beard. So it's back.
Oh, never mind. We don't have a pause. It's coming back, John. I mean, it took a little bit longer than I expected. I thought it was going to be, a couple weeks. It's like 2.5 weeks now. It's getting a bit longer than I expected. It'll be back soon, ladies and gentlemen. I know people miss the beard. Even the talent there were upset that I didn't have the beard as well, which is kind of annoying, actually. It's like, well, hold on a minute. I try to look clean for you guys. Is Jackie now going to be in the spot of danger down at bot lane? He's going to be fine, though, to stick by that bottom tier 1 tower and... We'll see what SMG can do here, John. I mean, you heard the panel, you heard our thoughts about the draft. I don't know what to think about this draft from SMG, to be quite frank with you. Any key points you'd like to add to this draft of SMG?
I think Moon's really got to win out mid. He has a good lane going for himself for Tiny versus Batrider. As long as he doesn't get tossed back, it should be fine. If Moon can snowball hard and start being active, and if they can find these kills while Schem is taken away, then SMG has that condition to run fast. IO Batrider combination is also pretty sick if they want to play that way. I think that launching point's gotta be Moon in this game, and perhaps even Raging if he can get that early start on this Earth Spirit.
Yeah. After static linked out already. After really nowhere to go. The trees are not his friend right now. I mean, okay, Schem. All right, Schem. I'm sure it's lag, Schem. Good on you, Schem.
He's just like, it's fine.
Oh, come on, Schem. You had to. I mean, the thing is, like, if you're in this position, right, you wouldn't pause just before the damn pos 5 dies, would you?
Hey, if it's lagging, it's lagging. Like, you gotta fix it. You gotta be sure. You never know with Southeast Asian internet. And that does mean Jackie gets to guarantee that he doesn't miss that because of lag. So they get the first blood. Nice kill for Jackie and a great start for Boom already. Gotta watch themselves. Remember, a lot of this momentum is gonna have to come out from Moon on the mid. As I've mentioned, has himself a pretty good lane. So all he needs to do is find that. Up top, mid one.
Uh-oh, FBZ on the chase. Mikey. The tether is gonna slow them down. What is it, Johnny? Is this about what I said earlier?
Yeah, you said, Troll can handle the lane up to level 3. I was like, well, I don't think he can handle lane from level 1. And it's tough, because if he had a more active support, I'll give you that. Great. If it wasn't the IO 5, I think the Troll could maybe look to bully out a Timbersaw. Well, he doesn't have reactive up and running, but because you've got IO, who only can play with Tether, you don't have too much going. Sure, you can regen back up, but it does feel like FBZ should have a good, smooth ride to getting his levels up. You're seeing even Tim's getting that pull back on a wave, so they're trying to play a little bit greedy, getting their EXP and levels up, and making the lane just as tough as possible for mid one here.
I've never wanted FBC to die more just to prove you wrong.
Why you gotta do that to him, man? You're wearing the Boom jersey and you want him dead? What's wrong with you?
What can I do, John? What can I do? Mid lane, how's that going? Moon, Yopaj. Well, Yopar's going to get chased down right now. The avalanche is going to come out. A big dive from Moon, though. In fact, in the meantime, Tims does end up dropping. Yopaj, is he going to be able to make this one? It does seem like he will, but Moon will continue to dominate the lane.
Yeah, it's to be expected. Tiny matchup versus Batrider is not amazing. Yopaj at least has his wand ready, has it all fully charged up to 20 charges, so he's got some burst healing and mana regen on hand. That doesn't mean his bottle is going to be stalled out, and you give a lot more for Moon to play with early.
Mid one, gonna move in, Parlay die, chase FBZ down, but you're at the stage. Well, FBZ, he just doesn't care. He couldn't care less as Tims. Go ahead and pull the creep wave away as well while they're at it. And Parlay die gonna try and get a bit cheeky here with the large camp pull, but FBZ gonna take the aggro away. Parlay die still trying, does at least get the range creep away, so you get something. Quite a lot of XP to be denied off now away from Boom Esports, and I suppose it's the best Parlay die could have done. Meanwhile, mid lane, Yopaj getting rather deep here and just right into the face of Moon. Not something you see too often with a Tiny vs Batrider matchup, but oh, here we are.
Yeah, and Yopaj is still holding this lane well, keeping up in the CS, not losing too much HP while clearing out the creep wave. Moon not able to be as aggressive as he'd want here. Not able to go in, look for that kill, respecting that toss avalanche combination from Yopaj. And it does feel like Moon is under a little bit of pressure to win the lane even more, because the side lanes, they're not going the smoothest. I think mid one's farming up, but you're also giving a lot of EXP out to FBZ. And they have to use a lot of resources to sustain themselves in lane. Even the bot lane for Jackie's just very straightforward. They might be scammed though.
Gonna get caught out, Raging. Great pick up there on the Earth Spirit, but Jackie might be able to punish. In fact, he won't. Raging is able to get himself out of there, and in fact, he might even find the courier of Jackie. He's unable to keep up with the movement speed of that courier. We'll have to leave it be. But a nice little pick up though, nonetheless, here for SMG.
Yeah, it's something you do need to start to get rolling on that Earth Spirit. And as the kills pile on, Raging should be able to get that build up into the urn, start to have more impact. They're not really slowing Jackie though. It comes at the sacrifice of Scam, but you are still finding that build up on Razor. As long as Jackie doesn't die, you're pretty happy here.
Even Scam shows up mid lane here. This is Jackie, bot lane, is going to get chased down, and like you did just say he can't die, John, and luckily he doesn't. But there is still a bit of a chase here from Arfu, but he's not going to be able to get too close by to the Razor to get the job done. Still Jackie. Can he really remain within this lane now? No regen available.
Yeah.
The Scam's going to move over with the salve, however.
Oh? Oh, Arfu.
Yeah. Arfu. Plasma field. Oh, it's going to connect. Jackie's got him. Surely, Arfu still trying to run it back with the Fairy Fire. It's going to be barely enough, and now Raging, he's the one to move back in onto Scam. And we'll find another kill.
That's big. They managed to deny off the clarity and the salve on Jackie, get the kill once more in Scam. They are starting to balance out that bot lane, forcing Jack to play it a lot safer now. The side of Boom are losing out in the early kills. SMG's aggression is lining up. Bot lane aggression is ramping up in the way they'd want to. Mid, Yopaj and Moon are dead even, which is a much better story this time around for Moon, as he's got, again, a lot to play with Batrider here, except he has to watch out for Scamp, who has had slower scaling. Still, Jackie's still a bit of a threat, but you always have to roll back now, ready for Raging to back off. And the urn is ready now in the Earth Spirit. So next time around, they find that kill, could give the charge for Raging to start to look towards mid, look towards trying to slow down that Tiny. I think for Boom's end, we need to see Yopaj start to hit into gear as well. Get the power rune going, hope for something good to rotate like a haste or invis, and then make his way towards the side lanes and find opportunities for himself now.
Mid one's having a great time though. Looking back at top lane here, John, on the Troll Warlord, he is CSing just fine. No real contest here in terms of CS here for the Troll Warlord, so mid one having a much better game than, say, last game around on that Monkey King. The FBZ, while he isn't really being harassed out, is unable to slow down mid one. At the very least, the Troll's still having a very, very good time. Then again, it's one of the questions with the Troll right now. Is it a good enough carry to actually be able to carry you through the game? Like, he's going to go for that Battle Fury build-up, but again, the hero itself, it just seems so lackluster. And against the Razor to boot, it just makes things that much more challenging, really.
Yeah, it doesn't feel amazing. I think as long as mid-1 gets Battle Fury and gets his timing much, much faster than you saw in Game 1, it feels good. Down bot, though.
Yeah, Inkswell out after. Gonna get caught. It is gonna drop. Tims able to help secure the kill there on the Grimstroke. Raging did not even bother trying to help out, realizing that Arfu was just guaranteed to die. It's 2-3 now, still a very slight net worth lead for Boom Esports. So there will be a rotation back into the mid lane. And speaking of that mid lane, Moon has not been able to find a kill onto Yopaj at all in this Batrider, which is a bit of a concerning sign. In fact, Yopaj, he's actually ahead in terms of CS, which is not something you'd kind of expect to be saying here against the Bat.
Yeah, it's not the best sign. You pick the Batrider to dominate that tiny. Yopaj is still ahead, still going to have that blink timing on hand, whereas Moon has to actually hit the jungle, work towards his travels timing, work towards whatever else he needs to get online. And if Yopaj does find that quick blink once more in this game, start setting up with a toss back, it gets a bit scary. I mean, the Batrider, it's already kind of counteracted by the last pick Abaddon from Boom. So for Moon, his angles for the Lassos are just that much harder to find.
Raging goes for the roll, but it's going to be blocked off as Raging does get silenced up now on Jackie. Can go for the link out. That'll be another kill here for Boom Esports as Skem does pick it up. Meanwhile, Yopaj going to try and move in onto Arfu. Does have the toss up, but doesn't bother throwing it out. Rather leaves the tree to run as he didn't have a toss target to go back to. In fact, he's going to try again. Now with his teammates around, he will try to find Arfu. But is unable to be able to really find the hero he needed to toss back, and ultimately we'll just go back to farming.
Yeah, just keeping that build up. Side of SMG, starting to not find as many openings for their aggression. Like Raging still hasn't been able to get any sort of urn charge up since picking up that urn. Just not finding the kills they need, and I think they need to start playing around the strength early of the Batrider and the Earth Spirit. You know, they just need to play with that control, that long reach they have with Raging. The side of Boom, still keeping track of them, checking that jungle, ensuring that mid-one's farm isn't going uncontested. Not able to really stop the farm as Moon is starting to make his way over with the lasso ready.
Well, he's going to be very careful though. Avalanche tosses up with the Inkswell follow-up Moon. He's been healed up here by Pylite Die, but can he really survive? He's trying to run back out of there with the lasso. It does connect onto FBZ. Maybe he does make it out. In fact, Firefly's committed. FBZ, no, they will get the kill. Skem able to take this. Tims will try to back his own way up at mid-1, able to pick him off. They do lose Arfu, however, as Pylite Die now is the one to drop low. And FBZ, he might keep going for a chase, but it does seem like they're a bit low on mana. So a 2-for-1 trade. They do find the mid Batrider, and it's happy days so far for Boom Esports.
And they're getting a lot of work done on the map. Mid-1 still farming like a bit of a madman, though. Number 1 in net worth, and FBC not the safest in this position. Does have the stick for the wand ready to go, but can't quite sustain true when mid-1 does get amped up with the overcharge. That's a lot of attack speed on mid-1 to overwhelm. Still making plays mid, though.
Oh, man, not again. He's going to get tossed up. Inkswell already connecting, and eventually he might just drop Moon. Oh, there's another silence out. He has to take that remnant away. The stroke of fate is going to connect there from Tims. It's real tough playing from behind as a Batrider, and well, for Moon, he's just died twice in a row. It's not going to be a great feeling.
It's really not a great feeling. He's sharing his jungle farm with mid-1, with the troll trying to build up faster as well. He could play in his triangle. They've gotten a good amount of D-wards on hand, but there's a line of sentries coming through from Boom just to ensure that, you know, no vision game is coming through there. They have been doing a good job of just checking there. Yopaj baiting Raging just a bit, and with that roll doesn't quite connect. But the impact of our offlane Earth Spirit's still not there, right? No urn charge still. 10 minutes in, he picked that urn relatively early in the laning phase as well. I think for SMG, they have to find aggression somewhere. Perhaps once the travels are up on Moon, once you have the tether up with all the move speed you have in the Batrider, that's when you can feel more confident of getting a jump in. But that's going to line up with Yopaj just having his blink up.
Oh, here we go again. Mid lane, Yopaj setting up onto Raging Potato this time around as Raging just can knock it away. This combo of Tims and Yopaj has been so devastating in this mid lane, and well, now with the blink up, it's kind of hard to imagine them stopping this tiny. They might try again for Moon. He just showed up in the mid lane. Moon, do not go back, sir. It is not safe.
Heeds your advice, hangs out in the tree line, knows something's up, knows the blink is up on our tiny. Yopaj looking to swing around a triangle. No one really playing in this area. Could maybe look for a play down bot, but the TP out was already there as well for Afu. So, Lasso.
Yeah, they do at least find one. It'll be Skem on the Abaddon. Being taken down. The smoke is immediately out. SMG, they're going to try and punish even further. Raging, gonna make the roll in. They found the Tiny. That'll be a big one. Even the relocate to come in from Parlay Dai and mid one. They just really want Yopaj. They even overgrowth him up just to make sure. Because Tim's does also get caught out here with the overgrowth. Parlay Dai gonna relocate himself out of there. They do continue the chase onto Tim's, but even if they miss out on this, they've got on Yopaj. But never mind, they'll find both.
And that's massive. That's what we needed to see out from SMG. Play with the relocates, play with that lasso control. Boom. Hanging around too long with that smoke, not finding targets, and get caught out of position, sacrificing Skem, and then opening up that move on the mid. They are getting space out to clear out the top tier 1 though with FBZ, so that should open up the map a little bit more for Jackie to keep his farm game up. Razor BKB just lacking the recipe now. So you're still set to get a good timing on that here. Down bot though, Yopaj once more.
Oh, has he gone too far? Mid one might be able to punish you with the troll, but gets no lucky in snares as Yopaj is looking to try and move back in. Boom. Sit back and relax as mid one. Even on the troll, John, just looking to get aggressive. He is still the top net worth of the board right now. Definitely trying to take full advantage of it. You've got to appreciate that from SMG. But you've got to wonder, is it worth going for these attempts? Or is it worth just kind of farming for mid one?
I think he's got to do both. He knows he has to play with his IO every single time just in case he gets ganked, but that also means he has to relocate in.
Here we go again. Parlay Dai this time to be the target, but they've got Moon around the corner. They should at least be able to find Skem on this Abaddon. They'll roll in and try to make that happen as they want a bit more. Yopaj, he'd be a great target, but they're just all by now holding down two as FBZ's going to move in and try to help out. They'll move after. They found Skem, they found Tips as FBZ now may have gone a bit too far. Everyone just getting thrown around left, right, and center. And so many low heroes at SMG, but now Jackie is going to get battle tranced up, and he's in big, big trouble. He'll get taken down to boot, and suddenly SMG finding a 4-for-1 trade. This Boom Esports just overextending, and they do get punished.
Yeah, they're making a lot of mistakes on the side of Boom. SMG capitalizing on it really well. They've got a ton of mobility. They can stack a lot of heroes on top of you in no time at all. And Boom, they're just kind of staggering in one by one. They don't have any early BKBs up. We talked about Jackie having his winter recipes up. That's still about 700 gold away. So it's still some time to wait on that Razor to have that timing. Even Yopaj as well, working towards his Echo Saber before that BKB. Until that spell immunity's up, you're still susceptible to a lot of the output on Moon, and he's got Travels up. All of a sudden, 1.5k in the bank, Blink not too far off. Skem does spot him out, but...
Well, Skem, he's going to pop the borrowed time, but the lasso's going to be up. I mean, he went for the right clicks onto Moon, but he's going to pay for it. Boom Esports kind of underestimating SMG, and well, they are certainly getting punished right now. Scary times for Boom.
Yeah, they're losing a lot of these engagements, but they are still keeping up in network. However, the troll is dragging ahead. Mid one, build up into Battle Fury is paying off. 8.5k network, way ahead of Jackie right now. And Razor can't really keep up with that all too well. And they're going to have to look for some angles to take some fights from Boone relatively soon. The Blink has been good from Yopaj, but the angles haven't been lining up. The sustain is growing bigger and bigger from SMG. They're not easy to burst down anymore. There are no soft targets for the Tiny to really jump. IO is probably the softest, but even Pilot Eye has triple Bracer right now, Mike. So even the IO takes some effort to kill off, and that just gives SMG enough time to always group up and counterfight. They need a little bit more damage on Boom, but they can't afford to play this farming game either.
Oh, now Tim's been caught out. They know somebody's in that tree line, and Raging is right on target. That'll be another mid one. He'll happily take it on the Troll Warlord. Now 9.2k in terms of net worth on this Troll. Moon gonna try and fight for that Ace Rune. Does actually pick it up. Relocates out. They want to keep the fight going here at SMG. FBZ's already been spotted, so mid one, he can get right to work, but they can't hold him down for long. Still, there will be Moon to move in, but here comes Jackie. After Parlay Dai, they go on the IO, but the relocate is going to be just enough to disengage with Parlay Dai. Great timing. SMG, they lose nothing, but neither will Boom.
It's all down to what Twilighter has. Triple Bracer. Like, the IO is just... You can't even burst him down with that window anymore on Yopaj. It's just really, really tough. And just having that survivability on SMG is making this game a lot tougher for Boom to snowball off of. And they're stalling it up really well to get that build-up they need on mid one. He's just farming all he wishes while the rest of his team makes all the space, and it's paying off. Jackie just cannot gap close that net worth difference.
Certainly can't. It's much more challenging on the Razors. You don't really have a great farming tool for yourself. The mid one, he's getting very close now to that BKB timing, and that's when he can really start to get aggressive with his team. Very, very good news for SMG here. 2k net worth advantage as Moon top lane's having a look around for another target. Not going to be able to find FBZ. Will happily keep his farm going on this Bat Rider. Meanwhile, Boom gonna have to sit back and relax for a little bit. Just wait out some more items on those cores to get going. And I wonder, I mean, do you feel like SMG have the better late game timing going into this game number 2, or do you feel like it can really go either way?
I think late game goes either way. You have a lot of ways to itemize here on Boom to keep up that scaling. Yopaj can just switch into that classic pause 1 tiny build after the Echo Saber BKB, go for the Silver Edge, and suddenly he's also doing a ton of physical damage. Go for maybe an AC as well, and you feel really good. SMG has infinite stall. I mean, they've got Treant Protector. They can keep their towers relatively healthy. Mid-tier 1 still stands as well. They have a good launching point for Offroot to just spam that living armor on. And Troll towards late game is still pretty nice. You know, I mean, Battle Trance is still great. Just having a natural route on hand, a natural way of keeping these TPs down is also going to be very impactful through the BKBs. Speaking of those BKBs, as you called out, Mike, earlier on, mid 1 does have his early BKB done. So this is the point where SMG can commit even further with that Troll. Jackie has his own BKB as well, but he's got to be a bit careful. His use just feels much more important.
Well, mid 1, great start to the fight already, getting down Tims. SMG, they'll be happy with that. Yeah, keep in mind, Roshan is up, and Boom have been hanging around for quite a long time to make sure that SMG do not move into that Roshan pit. Chances are with the Troll walled up, you'd be the first ones to make the move into the Roshan when it does come to it. As now Yopaj top lane. This will be a massive pick-off if they can find it. But Tiny once again in trouble. Battle Trance is committed as mid 1. He does get the ensnare he needed. Yopaj is not getting out. Well, SMG suddenly with the fire underneath them. They are moving very aggressively, but unlike game 1, it is working out. FBZ is going to try and move on to Raging Potato, but they have the Magnetize, they have the slow and the silence out. Back in onto FBZ they go. They'd love the Timber, but instead they'd rather Jackie on the Razor. But he's going to BKB up. He'll try to move out, but a big overgrowth is there. It locks everyone down from Arfu. Tims, he's going to try and get out, but there's no way in hell he's getting out of this one. And Skem, he may not make it out either. It's going to be a full team wipe for SMG. Oh, what a setup by Arfu.
They're just hitting all their timings now in SMG, Mike. BKB up on Raging allows them to just stand and fight, not really care about the output of Boom anymore. And the patience from Offroot to just fall through, break the BKBs with the overgrowth does get punished, but the Roche is opening up. It's not going to take long for Midwind to clear it out, and it's only Yopaj up. He can't contest that. 3 Aegis for the side of SMG, a 6k net worth lead, 9-19. And whatever Boom did to them in game 1, SMG is doing to Boom in game 2 here, and it's gonna take a lot more to recover. You need so many items. You need some Lotus Orbs up for protection. You need to be able to get a lot more durability out in FBZ to catch Moon out though.
Yeah, Moon going a bit too deep here, trying to chase down Skem, does get punished. You gotta be careful not to give too many of those kills away to Boom here. It's SMG. They'll sit back for a bit, just relax and keep that farm going on mid 1. He's working on towards a Basher very, very soon, but Boom Esports, they've smoked up. Gonna try and find some kind of punish here against SMG, but they do back off at the right time with a very nice scan. In fact, they'll go for a counter smoke now. It could be a very strong team fight once again here for SMG. Movies there, wrap around. The tier 1 tower, they're already gone, but Raging is going to make the jump in. It does find Jackie. It's a great target to get started on, but Jackie, he'll go for the link out. BKB pop, just trying to run. Overgrowth again from Arfu. Gonna hold a couple down, and they've got Jackie out. FBZ, he'll keep the fight going, but not for long. They'll let Schem go. It just feels like as long as mid one's around, you could not fight. In fact, they're going for a relocate. They want to keep going. They've found Yapaj. They've loved the tiny pickup. They can get it. Noon trying to move in with that lasso. Pilai Die in trouble, but not for long. Pilai Die actually going to be the one to take the kill onto the tiny. Because SMG, they will just not slow down.
They have a great understanding of what their draft has to do. They had a bit of a slower start in lanes, but now they're just ramping up. And Raging Potato finding all the angles in the world, making it work with the Earth Spirit. He's just getting the right targets to roll onto, getting the right targets to kick back and isolate. And once Jackie's out of position, there's no saving him. He's just not durable enough. They catch out Tim's here as well. Another freebie coming out from mid one. Full Skull Basher already up here, Mike. So the PKBs just don't feel great. At the least you've got the Lotus Horde ready on FBZ, so they have more ways to kind of clear out the lasso and clear out some control. But they've got to find a way to stem the bleeding. It's a 9k lead for SMG as they start ripping into that tier 2.
That it is. Mid one. Be able to take that for free. 10k net worth advantage now for SMG. So everything going right in this game number 2. They will move in onto that bottom tier 2 tower. How do you stop them? I mean, boom. It just doesn't feel like they've got what it takes this game to make it happen. Moon, he's going to find the lasso. They've got FBZ on that Tinder Saw, and it looks like they're going to be able to take him down, no problem. Moon will take the kill, and SMG, they'll take the bottom tier 2 tower for free.
Just a massive opening. Can start ripping into the high ground. Still 2 minutes left on that Aegis for mid one. And taking out 2-3 lives in mid one considering battle trends.
Setting up once again, Yopaj. He's the one caught out on the tiny. They're just not letting this man breathe. They will take him out, no problem. He's got no buyback either here, John. So SMG, they can go onto the tier 3 bottom tower. There's just no stopping them.
Yeah, the attack speed of Midwin's just insane. Even without any fervor stacks, just having that overcharge up from Yayo boosts this attack so much that he has enough to just overwhelm, get a lucky root, get a lucky bash now, and just stop Boom in their tracks. The counterplay is just very tough. One set of racks gone, mid next, still Aegis up for a minute. They're just going to be able to clear out, and there's nothing Boom can really do there. Top is protected by that tier 1 still standing. So you can't go for the Megas yet, but they put themselves in a really strong position for SMG. 15k net worth lead. Boom. Massive depths to work against, but SMG looks like they might be able to extend themselves into a game 3 as Raging kicks back.
Oh, Raging, what are you doing? Oh, goodness me. I mean, I guess to be fair, he probably doesn't believe mid one can actually die right now. No battle trans up though. Probably better to be safe than sorry if you are Raging Potato. Goodness me.
You got so much defensive items up in mid one now as well. Lincoln's already up along with his BKB. I mean, he's just going to be able to last through a lot of that control that Boom will want to put out. It's going to be tough now for Jackie. Needs to find a way to break that Lincoln's first before getting the static link off. Otherwise, the Razor is just kind of a dead pick. If you can't just focus in on the troll with a static link, you lose the reason for picking this hero. So mid one's very well positioned to just put himself forward, just run down the side of Boom. Boom, again, hanging on to their top lane. This is their sort of their last hope, their last area to play in now. I don't see any items coming out anytime soon that'll help their cause. Lincoln's for Jackie's gonna be nice, still a ways off. BKB for Yopaj has been stuck in this position for a very long time. And without that spell immunity on Yopaj, he can't even engage anymore. He can't even just blink Avalanche Toss anymore. They're just too tanky.
There you go. To that Radiant Triangle. SMG, they'd love another fight. Looking very confident as mid one is going to move in. Just completely blind. They got to back off here, Boom. Are they going to try and force the fight? They will. Yopaj is into the troll wall of the lasso. They caught Jackie. They want that puzzle, and Razor immediately looks like they've got him. He is just gone. Jackie, BKB or not, cannot survive as now Yopaj in trouble. They've called the GG. And we'll be going right to a game 3 here between Boom Esports and SMG. What a performance from this dire end, Jonathan. Coming right back after game 1. And every game we watch between these two, it's just such a dominant affair by either side.
Yeah, it feels like that's been the story of the day. Every single win we've seen has been a dominating win from any side that picks it up. And for the losing side, it's just it looks tough. SMG plays this one really well. The draft looks maybe a little bit wonky. First phase Troll IO does pay off. The confidence mid one had in that combination works out, and they pick stronger lanes. Sure, Moon wasn't finding early kills on Yopaj, but Yopaj wasn't able to snowball. And SMG itemized really well. Pilot Eye triple bracer start on the IO meant that even if the Tiny committed onto him with a combination, he'd still live. He'd still have a tether to play with to escape. He'd still have relocate to maybe play and just buy time for his team to collapse onto him. And for Boom, the pacing just wasn't there. The impact of Jackie and the Razor was minimal. He wasn't able to constantly static link mid one. Even if he did, mid one had enough damage that he didn't really care for that counter. So great plays from SMG, keeping themselves in this series. We'll have to see if Boom can bounce back here, Mike. It looked pretty tough in SMG. They're a mean team too when they get a good start.
That they certainly are, John. I'm very excited to see how game number 3 does go. But before that, of course, we are going to head to a short break. And right after that break, we'll be back with our lovely panel for game 3's draft. We'll see you then.